At 59, Cassi Davis finally admits what we all suspected. Chapter 1. Roots of Unshakable Joy. When you trace a river to its source, you often find still water, quiet, reflective, deceptively powerful. Trace the laughter of Cassi Davis and you land in Holly Springs, Mississippi, where red clay roads bake beneath a ruthless summer sun and hymns pour from every porch on a Sunday morning. Cassandra was born there on July 31, 1964, to parents who believed that faith and humor come from the same heavenly warehouse, one set of tools to survive sorrow, the other to celebrate victory. Her mother sang in the church choir with a bell-clear soprano that could slice through humidity like a fresh sharpened blade. Her father, a gravel baritone deacon who worked long days at the paper mill, had a laugh that rumbled up from somewhere ancient, shaking dust out of rafters and worries out of souls. They'd rock Cassandra. Cassi, once her kindergarten teacher, shortened it into a world ruled by Sunday best and weeknight prayer circles. But those rules never stifle creativity. When Dad pushed pews aside for youth choir rehearsal, Mom pressed a red chiffon bow into Cassi's ponytail and whispered, "Sing like heaven can hear you." And she did. She sang until old ladies in crib-soled shoes wept, until ushers fanned themselves harder than the July breeze, until the pastor cleared his throat and gave the final benediction a good 5 minutes early. School brought its own stage. Holly Springs Elementary may have lacked fancy drama clubs, but Cassi converted every spelling bee sentence into one-woman theater. If the word was incandescent, she'd flick the overhead lights off, hold her palm to her cheek, and whisper, "Child, that's just a Bible way of saying you light up the room," earning applause right in the middle of class. Teachers tried to shush her, but they secretly waited for her comedic footnotes because discipline is easier when the room has laughed first. Before we sprint into Pearland and sitcom sets, hold this snapshot. A girl in Sunday white, gripping a microphone shaped like a daisy stem, eyes shut so tight the sun can't leak in, voice cracking on the high note because she's 13 and her courage is still bigger than her vocal cords. Chapter 2. The Spelman Standoff. Fast forward to 1982. Cassi has swapped red clay roads for the manicured lawns of Spelman College in Atlanta. She arrives with a second-hand suitcase and a first-rate dream. Earn a degree in music, then ride that parchment paper straight onto Broadway. Chapter 3. Breaks, bad motels, and blessed mentors. Atlanta's theater underground in the late 80s isn't glamorous. It smells of bleach and burnt coffee. Cassi rents a room the size of a choir loft above a pawn shop. She auditions for everything, from city-funded Shakespeare to touring children's musicals, where the costume is 80% polyester and 20% humiliation. Between gigs, she works the ticket counter at a small cinema, greeting patrons with a punchline for every popcorn upgrade. Doors crack open. Spike Lee needs a chorus singer for school days. The role totals maybe 40 seconds of screen time, but Cassi approaches it like headline billing. On set, she soaks up technique, camera angles, lighting cues, the sweet and sour smell of catering. She delivers her lines, improvises a one-liner that makes a grip snort laugh, and leads with 20 new phone numbers. None call immediately. Hollywood rarely clicks instantly, it grinds, but momentum has found her coordinates. Chapter 4. A divine appointment named Tyler Perry. Enter 1999. Tyler Perry is hustling his stage play I Can Do Bad all by myself in a church basement when someone whispers, "Call Cassi Davis, she'll set fire to that role." Perry, not yet the mogul we know, dials her personally. Cassi hesitates. Stage touring is grueling, and she's sniffing around a network pilot. But Perry's conviction is bulletproof. He says, "You bring heart, I'll bring hustle, and God'll bring the audience." Rehearsals ride on fumes and fried chicken boxes. Opening night features jammed microphones and a backdrop that lists sideways mid-show. Yet when Cassi strides out as Ella, the audience forgets the wobble. She scolds, she prays, she throws comedic haymakers until the crowd gasps for air. Tyler watches from the wings, eyes shining. After curtain, he vows they're just getting started. People ask Cassi her secret. She answers, "I never left the church pew. Hollywood just built bigger pews around me." Chapter 5. Love rumors and real romance. Success invites speculation like sugar invites ants. Fans watch Curtis and Ella bicker lovingly on screen and conclude the sparks must be real. Gossip blogs print Cassi and Lavin Davis secretly wed. Each denial is doused with more disbelief. After all, they share the surname, the chemistry, the cadence of an old married couple finishing each other's sentences in interviews. The truth? Cassi's heart belongs to Kerry Patton, the boy who once shared her third-grade lunch table and traded knock-knock jokes after recess. Life sent them on separate orbits, marriages, breakups, relocations, but gravity is persistent. They reconnected at a class reunion, both single, both nursing private heartbreaks. They chatted until the janitor flicked lights off, then kept talking in the parking lot under a sky so thick with stars it looked pixelated. Chapter 6. When the internet buried her alive. February 2020, 8:02 a.m. tweets begin. Rape Cassi Davis. Lost her battle with cancer. Within an hour hashtag, Rape Cassi Davis trends worldwide. Fans post montage tributes. Pastors request prayers for the Davis family. Morning shows draft obituaries. Tyler Perry's phone detonates with calls. Confused, he dials Cassi. She answers mid-grocery shopping. "Why everybody killing me today?" She jokes while tossing collard greens into her cart. Perry exhales, then fires up a Facebook Live. "Fam, stop sharing lies. Cassi Davis is very much alive. I just talked to her. Let the woman shop in peace." Chapter 7. Bell's Palsy, the battle behind the smile. In July 2020, Cassi wakes to brush her teeth and notices the foam dribbles from one side of her mouth. She tries to smile, only half obeys. By noon, her eye won't blink. Panic flares, stroke. At the ER, a neurologist delivers the verdict. Bell's palsy, sudden paralysis of facial nerves. Prognosis varies. Some recover in weeks, others months, some never fully. For an actress whose arsenal is expression, the diagnosis feels like sabotage. She cries, then prays, then calls Tyler. Production for the House of Pain revival starts in 9 weeks. Tyler says, "Sister, bring your whole self. We'll work around the rest." The writing team shifts line delivery. Cinematographers adjust light to soften the droop. Makeup artists craft subtle lifts. Chapter 8. Wealth, Work, and the Why Behind Both. Hollywood measures success by net worth, and Cassi sits around $6 million, a figure she shares only when tax season forces the issue. She views money as toolbox, not trophy. She funnels checks into Holly Springs food banks, into scholarships for first-gen college students, into a Bell's Palsy research fund, established quietly under an alias until reporters connect dots. Asked why she gives so much, she quotes her father. "Blessings that don't flow become stagnant." She sponsors youth theater camps so rural kids learn soliloquy instead of settling for stereotypes. She bankrolls church renovations so old wood beams don't collapse on new believers. She writes personal notes with every donation. Keep the faith, keep the funny, keep going. Chapter 9. Lessons from the Long Night. At 59, Cassi convenes an online Q&A to address what we all suspected. She speaks without teleprompter. Some folks suspected I'd fallen off. That illness stole my shine. Some suspected I'd abandoned faith for fame. Let me clear the ledger. I'm still here, still laughing, still serving the same God who carried me out of Holly Springs. The only thing that's changed is I've seen too many seasons to waste minutes on rumor. Chapter 10. Benediction of a Trailblazer. When historians archive black television comedy, they'll catalog ratings, awards, box office returns. But numbers can't measure what Cassi Davis means to the hearts she's healed through humor. Somewhere tonight, a single mom microwaves leftovers while House of Pain runs play, and the sound of Ella Payne hollering, "Courtis," makes her forget eviction notices for 22 precious minutes. Somewhere a widower flips through channels, lands on Aunt Bam Whisper shouting a punchline, and he laughs so hard he startles himself because grief hadn't let him laugh in months. That's ministry disguised as entertainment. Cassi won't call herself a minister. She respects the office too much. But make no mistake, every giggle she coaxes is a sermon on survival. Her story teaches that courage sometimes looks like walking away from prestigious halls. That faith can dress up as comedy and still be holy. That sickness might contort features but cannot contort purpose. Then carry that applause into your own narrative. Ask where you've compromised and call it back. Ask which rumors about you need burial by truth. Ask what illness, setback, or detour you could transform into empathy for someone else's pain. Because if Cassi Davis has taught us anything, it's that joy is a renewable resource when charged by faith. And as this microphone fades, imagine her trademark cackle. Half giggle, half hallelujah, ricocheting through your headphones. Hold that sound. Let it remind you that resilience can roar or it can laugh, but it never goes silent. Neither should you. End of script.